What could start with a B that could help you enormously? Breathe. And where do you breathe to? To your stomach. So breathe to the belly. You see, if there's pressure on you, any kind of pressure on you, your body goes shortest route to oxygen, shortest route to oxygen. And where's that? Mouth to chest. Right? And your chest does not have space for oxygen. Your heart is there. The space is in your lower lungs. There. Now you can calm down. Breathe to the belly. C. This is something I really did well that day when I was saying the dag of Nieuwe Land. I looked at the adjudicators straight in the eye. But I didn't just center my eyes, I also centered my weight. You know these people that do this? It's a dance, but it's an unconscious dance. There's very little art to it, not very artistic. So no, center your weight, center your gaze. That helps you to center your thoughts. Because if your eyes are doing this and you are walking like this, again, it's in the body, right? Then what are people going to think? She doesn't know what to say. She doesn't have control over her thoughts or her message. And in fact, I am not connecting. So C is center to connect. So does that mean I stare at them all the time? Stare, 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 stare. No, because I'm going to cut out you guys. Does that mean then I look there, and then I look there, and then I look there, and then I look there? No, not that either. Because that amounts to the same thing, wandering eyes. Right? No, I look at somebody and speak to them. Then flip to someone else and speak to them. But I do have a central point where I like to go. And you can choose. There are three kinds of audiences. There's a one-on-one. The center point you go back to is always the eyes. But they might get uncomfortable, so you might want to look away now and then, or at your nose now and then, to give them a chance to recapture themselves, because they don't want to be pierced by your soul. Right? In a group like this, which is slightly larger, you find someone you like. My someone I like happens to be Stephen. But I also planted my people, which I don't even know where they are. Moni, where are you? There. And Charles is over there. So you find people who are obviously liking what you say, and you go back to them. Because you also then draw power from them. But you always go back to somebody's eyes. Right? In a large audience, now you have to imagine, yo, there's lots of people, and perhaps if I was standing there, that might have been the feeling. Then you pick 2/3 into the audience, and that's your center point. Because now most of the people can feel that you're looking at them. And then you'll flip to the person here in front, you'll flip to the person there, you'll flip to the person in the corner, and maybe back here, and then go back there. You're always at a center point. Just like you have a central message that you go back to. A spine. And just like you have a central space where you go back to. So I could easily come and talk to you here. I don't say stand still. I could easily come and connect with you guys. And then choose to come over here and connect with you guys. But then I walk and stand still. And then I go back to my central point. Because here you know, now it's important stuff she wants everybody to know. You see? So you center to connect. Act the attitude. Breathe to the belly. Center to connect. And then D. And D is probably the one that really pulled me through that day. Because once you have unveiled your eyes, because that's what you're doing when you're talking and connecting with people, you're letting them look inside your soul. You're not piercing them. You're opening up so they can pierce into your soul. That's what you want to do. But then when they're in your soul, they have to feel it's worth being there. Right? So it is important to have your content and your message sorted. But you can create that feeling of there's a world in my soul with your voice. And just like you can pierce someone with your eyes or invite them into your soul, you can pierce someone with your voice or invite them into your heart, into your words. What happens, and this is the second thing I want you to do together, just say to each other, what happens to a voice when there's pressure on it? When the pressure is on it, what happens to a voice? It goes squeaky.
Helium. It's helium.
Helium! Squeaky. What else? It shakes.
Mumbling.
It's mumbling.
Stutter.
You swallow, you stutter. Lots of ums, yes.
Can't get the word right.
Can't get the words right. But it also goes sharper. And you speak faster. And the word loses size. The voice loses size. It gets faster, sharper, higher, and thinner. Like the teacher who's losing it. For heaven's sake, sit down! How many times? You cannot speak like that to an audience. Right? But if you have to make your voice bigger, you have to open up, open out, and draw them in. That's what you want to do. How do you do that? Because you have your ordinary speaking voice. My ordinary speaking voice is not suitable for a crowd like this. And if I try to make my ordinary speaking voice louder, this is what I get. But if I have my ordinary speaking voice and I want to make it bigger, then this is what you get. Do you hear the difference? It's like curtains opening up. And I'm increasing my own presence to envelop, in fact, embrace my audience. That's the difference. And it's simple technique that sits in your body. Tighten your diaphragm and let everything else relax. No tight jaws, no tight necks, no swallowing, no closed throats. It's like faith. Rock hard foundation and everything else must go. Right. Act the attitude. Breathe to the belly. Center to connect. Drop to diaphragm. This kind of naked authenticity is disarming, intriguing, and rare. Most speakers want to hit you with a message, pierce you with their purpose. Too violent for me.